Welcome, students. We are discussing the first chapter of First Flight, that is A Letter to God by G.L. Fuentes. In the previous part, in the previous class, we saw how the crop of Lencho was destroyed in the presence of heavy rainfall, strong wind, and hailstone. After this incident, he was upset, he was sorrowful, he was broken. He spent a sorrowful night. During night, he thought about the hope. He had one hope from God. He thought that God would help him in every circumstances. So he decided to write one letter to God. In the present paragraph, we will see what did he write. See, he wrote, God, if you don't help me, my family and I will go hungry this year. I need 100 pesos in order to sow my field again and to leave until the crop comes because the hailstorm. So this is the content of the letter. These things were mentioned in the letter by Lencho. He mentioned what was his condition after facing the destruction of the crop. His crops were destroyed in the presence of hailstone. He wrote to God on the envelope. So, to whom this letter was going to be sent? The address is mentioned to God. Put the letter inside and still troubled went to town. So finally, after completion of the letter, Lencho decided to move towards town. At the post office, he placed a stamp on the letter and dropped it into the mailbox. So, in this paragraph, we have seen what is the content of the letter, and finally Lencho went to the town in order to post the letter. So this is the present paragraph. Pesos, you see what is the meaning of pesos? That is the basic monetary unit of Mexico. It is a basic monetary unit of Mexico, several other Latin American countries, and the Philippines. So simply, what is pesos? Pesos is the basic monetary unit of Mexico. So this is the content of the present paragraph. Now we move towards next. See, one of the employees who was a postman and also helped at the post office went to his boss laughing heartily and showed him the letter to God. So finally, the letter was received by one of the employees in the post office. When he got the letter, he started laughing. And finally, he met the postman. Never in his career as a postman had he known that address. The postmaster, a fat, amiable fellow, amiable means friendly and pleasant, amiable means friendly and pleasant fellow, also broke out laughing. Meaning is this: the person who received the letter, he laughed, and when this letter was taken by postmaster, he also started laughing. Here in these lines we have seen the appearance of postmaster. He was a fat, amiable fellow, pleasant fellow, friendly fellow. He also started laughing after getting such type of letter which was written by Lancho. But almost immediately he turned serious. He turned serious. Here he refers to postmaster. Postmaster became serious and tapping the letter on his desk commented, "What faith! I wish I had the faith of the man who wrote this letter." Postmaster was astonished. He was surprised at the faith of the person who has written this letter. Postmaster wishes that he also possesses the same kind of faith in God, starting up a correspondence with God. So, especially in this paragraph, we have seen the reaction of postman and postmaster after getting the letter which was written by Lancho. Postman started laughing after getting the letter. Postmaster also laughed after getting the letter. Later on, he became serious and he thought about the faith of a man in God. Now he started corresponding with God. Starting up a correspondence with God, postmaster has commented on the faith of Lancho. Lancho had deep faith in God. His faith was in such a way that he started making conversation with God. You see, what sort of faith Lancho had in God? That is depicted in the present paragraph. And postmaster had tried to make the dignity of faith. Now we move to next paragraph. So, in order not to shake the writer's faith in God, here writer, who is the writer of the letter? That is Lancho. So, in order not to shake the writer's faith in God, the postmaster came up with an idea. What was the idea? Answer the letter. So this was the other reaction of postmaster. What was the first reaction? He laughed. After that he became serious. Now he decided to answer the letter. Why? Because he did not want to shake the writer's faith in God. But when he opened it, it was evident that to answer it, he needed something more than goodwill, ink and paper. Meaning is this: when he read the letter, then he came to the conclusion that this letter did not demand ink, paper, and goodwill. It also demands more than these things. But he stuck to his resolution. But postmaster had made up his mind that he would answer the letter. He had made up his mind. He had taken firm decision. He asked for money from his employees. And later we have seen Lencho demanded money. Now postmaster decided to collect money. He himself gave part of his salary, and several friends of his were obliged to give something for an act of charity. For an act of charity, postmaster and his employees collected the amount and decided to answer the letter. Goodwill, you see what is the meaning of goodwill here? Friendly, helpful, or cooperative feelings or attitude. Resolution, you see, a firm decision to do or not to do something. So what was the resolution of postmaster here? He decided to answer the letter. Obliged here means grateful. So here in this paragraph we have seen the decision of postmaster. What sort of decision the postmaster had taken is described here. He had decided to answer the letter. In the letter, the writer had asked for the money. Postmaster had decided to give some part of his salary, and several employees were also ready to give some part of their salary for an act of charity. So this is the very important point. For an act of charity, postmaster and employees decided to give some part of their money so that the faith of the writer cannot be shaken. So this was the decision taken by the postmaster and employees. Next you see. It was impossible for him to gather together the 100 pesos. So here we come to know what was the amount asked by Lencho. That was 100 pesos. In simple words we can say Lencho needed 100 pesos. So he was able to send the farmer only a little more than half. But postmaster was able to send the farmer only a little more than half. Okay, meaning is this, that the postmaster was not able to send the whole amount, that is 100 pesos. He put the money in an envelope addressed to Lencho, and with it a letter containing only a single word as a signature, God. So here we see simply the postmaster has gathered the money, but the gathered money is not equal to the demanded money or required money. See, the following Sunday, Lancho came a bit earlier than usual to ask if there was a letter for him. So Lancho came to the post office and he inquired whether some letter or any letter had come. It was the postman himself who handed the letter to him, while the postmaster, experiencing the contentment of a man who has performed a good deed, postmaster was happy. Postmaster was satisfied. After doing this good deed, what was the good deed done by postmaster? That he did not create the situation that will shake, shake, the faith of Lancho in God. Simple meaning is this: he had tried his level best to send the money. Looked on from his office. So from his office he was looking that the letter was given to Lancho. Lancho showed not the slightest surprise on seeing the money. So after opening the letter he got money. But after getting money he was not happy. Such was his confidence, but he became angry. Lancho became angry when he counted the money. After counting money, Lancho became angry. God could not have made a mistake. God could not have made a mistake. Nor could he have denied Lancho what he had requested. So here in this part, we have seen that Lancho went to the post office in order to collect the letter. Finally, the letter was given to Lancho by the postman. He opened the letter. He counted the money, but the money was less than the required money. So Lancho became angry. He thought that God could not do mistake, nor could he have denied Lancho what he had requested. So again, the last line of this paragraph clearly indicates that Lancho had firm faith, deep faith in God. He never questioned God. He said God could never do wrong. Okay. So this was the faith of Lancho in God. Next you see. Immediately Lancho went up to the window to ask for a paper and ink. Again he asked. On the public writing table, he started to write with much wrinkling of his brow. Wrinkling of his brow, it clearly indicates that he was upset. He was not happy. His face shows anxiety caused by the effort he had to make to express his ideas. So when he was writing a letter, second letter, at that time there are wrinkles on his brow. When he finished, he went to the window to buy a stamp. When he licked and then affixed to an envelope with a blow of his fist. So finally he posted the letter again. The moment the letter fell into the mailbox, the postmaster went to open it. It said, it means letter said. So what was written in the letter, you see? God of the money that I asked for only 70 pesos reached me. Addressing to God, he said, I asked for 100 pesos, but I got 70 pesos. Send me the rest, since I need it very much. But don't send it to me through the mail, because the post office employees are a bunch of crooks, Lencho. So this is the content of the letter written by Lencho second time. In the first letter, Lencho asked for 100 pesos. In second letter, he said that the post office employees are a bunch of crooks. So this was the reaction of Lencho after getting 70 pesos. So here we have seen that Lencho was not happy after getting money, because he thought that post office employees had stolen the money. So he requested God not to send the rest money through the mail, because these post office employees are a bunch of crooks. So this is the part which we have discussed, and it is the end of the first chapter. सो इस पूरे चैप्टर में हमें देखते हैं कि लेंचो अपना पहला लेटर लिखता है जिसमें वो 100 पीसोस की डिमांड करता है, और जैसे ही लेटर पोस्टमैन के पास पहुंचता है वो हंसता है, पोस्ट मास्टर भी हंसता है, और जैसे ही पोस्ट मास्टर लेटर को ओपन करता है और कुछ देर बाद वो सीरियस होता है और डिसाइड करता है कि वो लेंचो के फेथ को सेक नहीं होने देगा। वो डिसाइड किया कि मैं इस लेटर का जवाब दूंगा, लेकिन लेटर केवल जवाब ही नहीं मांगता है, साथ में मनी भी मांगता है। लेकिन पोस्टमास्टर डिसाइड कर चुका है कि वो लेंचो की हेल्प करेगा, इसलिए वो अपना सैलरी का कुछ भाग देता है और पोस्ट ऑफिस एम्प्लॉयज़ भी अपनी कुछ भाग देते हैं सैलरी के। इस तरह से 70 पीसोस जो है वो लेंचो के हाथ में पहुंचता है। जैसे ही लेंचो के हाथ में 70 पीसोस पहुंचता है वो बहुत ही दुखी होता है और गुस्सा होता है, और एक दूसरा लेटर फिर लिखता है और उस लेटर में मेंशन करता है कि जो रेस्ट मनी है गॉड वो बहुत जल्दी भेज दो, मुझे बहुत ज़रूरत है, लेकिन दूसरी बार जब मनी भेजना तो मेल के द्वारा मत भेजना, क्योंकि ये जो पोस्ट ऑफिस एम्प्लॉयज़ हैं वो बंच ऑफ क्रुक्स हैं। सो इन ऑल वी कैन से दैट दिस इज़ द रिएक्शन ऑफ लेंचो after getting the letter, and we have seen the reaction of postmaster, post office employees and postman after getting the letter from a letter. Okay, so this was the situation which we have discussed. So that is the end of the first chapter. Okay, thank you.